And you dropped song for song for song in order?
Yeah, twice.
We running this rap shit.
We run
I know
New
you
York.
listen.
What you say? Ooh. Queens, make some fucking noise out there.
I have chills. I have chills.
Yeah.
At that moment, the 2000, 2001, there's all this brewing tension. You know?
Explain. What do you...
It's like, it's almost like a fight for the crown around about this time. These are like the first couple of shots that are back and forth from Nas and Memphis and Jay-Z and this person and that person. So everybody's kind of like, you got Jadakiss saying little stuff. Everybody's kind of going at it subliminally.
Interesting.
And it starts to all boil. Then after around about the summer of 2001 is when it kind of like Summer Jam. Nas takes his shot from Jay-Z with the Prodigy stuff, the Takeover. And it gets to the point where, we have 9/11. And then it's kind of like Jay-Z puts out the album on 9/11. And everybody's in the crib.
We're here to take over, right?
We're here to take over. And you're not outside, though.
Right.
Because it's 9/11. So none of the clubs are open. None of the clubs are really rocking. Then October comes, maybe the closer to October, November, New York starts to get back into the spirit of we got to go back to work. We got to go back to work. The clubs open. And then there's one night at his spot, Chaos, which is in December. This is in December, on my birthday, actually.
And this
On
is
your birthday.
and this is a Black Diamond. I mean, we're tying it all together. This is a Black Diamonds
This is a Black
party.
Diamonds event. This is a Tammy Ford event. This is the night in December 16, 2001.
Oh my God.
Where it's captured. And this is the only place that has ever been captured. The live response of Ether, Takeover, Got Yourself a Gun.
Super ugly.
Super ugly.
Wait. I'm getting goosebumps. This is
Me
why.
too.
This is why I love this podcast. This is the stories that I want to hear so badly.
This is comparative to when they say, "Oh, were you there for the Busy Bee battle against Kumo D?" and somebody has that on tape.
Right.
This is the only document of what a crowd sounded like in New York at that time.
Wow.
During that battle, there's no other club that really encompassed that but Chaos.
At your birthday.
My birthday with Max Glazer playing.
With Max Glazer playing.
His
And you have the DAT?
And they had a DAT machine, and I happened to record that night. And Frank Jugger was on the mic, because Frank was on the mic with
Rest
me
in peace, Frank. Yeah.
every Sunday. Before we even get into the real part of this story, I'll also just throw in a little aside fun fact, which is Melissa Ford was
bartender,
waitress was the waitress in
Bottle
the
girl,
VIP.
Bottle girl, actually.
She had just popped up on the scene, not in videos.
Love
none
you,
of that.
Melissa.
Just she was like, oh man, everyone's like, wow, she was like magnetic, like a radiant person. Everyone was like, wow. And she was the waitress in the VIP doing the bottle service. And like I said, this era sort of is like early bottle service. The clubs aren't entirely bottle service. And they had a DAT machine there. I happened to pop into DAT that night. Frank was on the mic. I'm rocking. It's this really kind of one-of-a-kind moment of when all of these songs, and like you said, people hadn't really been together. And look, at that point, so much of music was the shared experience. That's one of the things that's one of the things that I lament the loss of a lot now, because the only way you could get that was you had to be in that room together at the same time, because you get it on the radio, you get in the clean version, but you're not getting it. You're not getting the energy of all of the other people in the room and people losing their minds. So like that collective energy, it's Goldfinger's birthday. Frank is on the mic.
Max is on the wheels.
I'm playing.
December 16th. So Nas's album comes out December 4th on Jay-Z's birthday. So this record, Ether, has only been out for 2 weeks. Got Yourself a Gun is, the single, whatever the case may be, whatever. Right. But then you have Super Ugly. So he's already responded to Ether.
Yeah.
And this is all captured on tape.
And you dropped song for song for song in order?
Yeah, twice. 2 different times.
I think it was more than... it was...
And over.
Yeah. Can you explain?
And over. Again.
Just think about being in a club, and I'm not sure if anybody can really actually, to tell you the truth, I don't think that any other time has been experienced, because Max, and it comes on so fucking strong, like, oh, first off, it ain't too many DJs that's gonna play Ether, and especially in New York, because that was pretty much Jay-Z's town at that point. Max plays fucking Ether and gets the response. Ooh.
And you were teasing it.
Yo, we're gonna have to link it.
I need to link it. But I want to hear the play for play. What were you playing, and when did you decide this? I got to do this now.
I don't, to be honest, a lot of those details are going to be foggy to me, and we'll link to it so people can go and listen to the actual document. But it was one of those of look, one, I was like, okay, I got the Nas album, cool, okay, I got the next one, I got this, I got that. Definitely had to go, Super Ugly was a bootleg only. Flexa played it on the radio, and it was a bootleg only. So I had to one, you had to do these runs and make sure you had all the records. Yeah, but it was just that was that place. So
did you play Takeover first?
I played them in order. Goldfinger can probably.
See, what happens is
I want to hear the play-by-play.
He was experiencing it as his birthday.
He comes out.
Wait, Goldie, you were wilding the fuck out, right?
I was wilding out because it was I was already hyped. It was my birthday. Fuck that. But what happened was he comes out of reggae. He comes out of Chichiman, I think.
No, but that, okay. But so to pause it. But so this is why. So even though, to me, the reggae sets were super important, and I think there's 2 reggae sets on that recording.
It is.
Even though the reggae sets are super important, I know that I can do a blazing reggae set, finish with my biggest reggae record, and then, not because I've leveled out the energy, because I'm going to turn such a fast, hard corner into where you're going now.
So what happens is he breaks down the Chichiman record, the shit, he does the So Frank gets on the mic, yo, what up? Da, 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 da. Yo, Brooklyn in the house, Queens in the house, blah, 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 blah. So he's amping this shit up.
So Frank knows what you're about to do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So then Axe Nas, they don't want it with Hov. What? Right coming out of that? So it's pandemonium at that point. Pandemonium.
Wow, you started it from there?
Yeah. Like I said, so it was he was experiencing it on birthday night while out, and so living it and doing it, I don't have as clear. I could give you all of the feelings and the essence of it, but in terms of the play-by-play, we'll go to the tape. But also, you gotta
put the link. You gotta put the link.
He has a much.
Well, can we play some of it?
Yeah, no doubt.
For this episode,
no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Did you bring it back to the come on, or you just let it play from there?
No. It was a moment, because in between that, the crowd is fucking going apeshit. So they're and he stops it. Brooklyn, y'all ain't ready. Queens, who's in the house? Who run this shit? Oh, Queens, wow. Brooklyn, Queens, Brooklyn. So it's pandemonium, and you got to remember that nobody has heard these records in the club. It was 9/11,
right?
These records just came out.
Yeah, everybody's listening to them on the radio. And again, to the thing that I said of now you've got the room full of people. The room
now
full of people.
Let's see what people really think now. I mean, we throwing that shit out there, and everybody's in the spot going ape shit.
And then so what happens? I want to hear.
It's on tape. It's on tape.
Fuck.
It's on tape. And that's the only document of what it sounded like in New York when that battle went on. That's the only documented, recorded, visualized type of thing.
Right, so from both of y'all perspectives, when was the crowd the most craziest for which song?
I really couldn't say for what song. It was just the whole moment.
The whole moment in itself.
The whole thing was pandemonium.
It was pandemonium.
Like to me, as a personal thing, like the record of all those records was Takeover for me. I just loved like that to hit my sweet spot of sound, the way it sounded when it came on in the club, and just was like
very aggressive. Very aggressive.
Yeah, you know, the same, like it gave me like a, you know, like You Don't Know, like those type of records, like when you hit them in the club and it just goes, like the club just gets different. But all of them sounded incredible, and it was like, we were definitely up there like, oh shit, and like you could feel, so it was like an old kind of very tiny theater place. So the DJ booth was up on a balcony, the VIP was on one side of the balcony, and then the balcony wrapped around. So it was actually like, it was a narrow balcony where the DJ was, wide balcony on the side with the VIP, and then there was a bar balcony facing opposite the DJ.
Then downstairs you could oversee everything.
And then downstairs, and there was all
and it was
but you could feel the balcony like moving. It was like one of those when you see those concert stadium videos and you're like, oh shit, I can actually see the floor.
So crazy.
I think the most amazing thing about that was just the reaction of them hearing those songs in the club. And the tension that was in the air was like,
wow.
It was the first time niggas have really heard Ether in the club. And it's like, oh shit, like this is happening now. Like this is happening now. It's happening now.
Because the other thing that was interesting was like, as the way we described like this party in that sort of Black Diamonds world was, it's like a little elevated, it's a little fancier. It's like, but musically, it was the tunnel.
raw.
It was music. It was like, and this is how we all. This is how we rocked
and that's how we approached.
And it was not just that night, but it was like, okay, you guys might have to dress up a little, get here, and you're paying a little more, and it's not like Tim's and whatever. But musically, and this is why, like all of those things worked. It wasn't that equivalent version of the music,
right?
Because that would have been soft and sucked.
Right.
That would have been shitty.
Right.
It was still Ether and Takeover, fucking destroying the place, and it wasn't just like, okay, now this is like an elevated thing. Now we're popping bottles. We're on some R&B, you know, type shit. It was still musically all as rough as you could get.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah,
and you did this twice?
During the night, it was like kind of like he did it, and then like, you know, we went somewhere else, and then he came back to it. And it was like,
No, we definitely look and look. I came up. I was raised right as a DJ by great DJs, so I am generally someone who has a philosophy of no playbacks. We're not repeating these joints. And throughout the years, there would be a few exceptions. You'd be like, something's so big,
right?
You hit it for like that prime time moment, but then you're like, all right, I can hit it again. And like, look, you can make exceptions to the rule.
It was a moment in time.
We're not guys that are playing 3 or 4 times. No, but we went and did the whole thing again. And it also was like, this was crazy because, mind you, this is on a CD, so it's no longer than an 80-minute set, and it appears twice on the CD. So it's like, it's probably like twice within 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Because we just did it, and it was so much, and then went into some other shit that I don't even remember what it was, and was like, fuck it, let's do it again. Because
it was so much of a moment, man. It was a moment, man.
We knew the energy was still going to be there, and like for me, all I want is to see people wilding out and having a good time. So in whatever, and I was like, yo, I was like, they've got more to give me. Let's do it. I'm not going to not get this next round of forwards by not doing this again. I just did the whole thing.
It's like, there's a fine line. And if you have to be like, it's really genius and gutsy to be like, I'm going to double down.
But that was an encore. You know? That was,
it was totally, an encore, exactly.
It was totally deserved of an encore. So you had to revisit it. You had to.
It's so
you had to.
Okay, but we haven't even gotten to what also ultimately lives on in infamy as the reason, like for me, everything we talked about is amazing, but for me, the reason that night is legendary, classic, historic, and was recorded and written as such. It's Goldfinger's birthday, and throughout the entire night and the entire recording, the thing that you hear most out of Frank Jugga's mouth more than anything, happy birthday, Goldie, it's your birthday. And look, I can't do it justice in any way, but in Frank's incredible, unique tone and style, happy birthday, Goldie, we partying. But it's like throughout, like that, honestly, more than anything that we just talked about, however many years later, 20-something years later, that's the thing that sticks out to me the most is that night was Goldfinger's birthday. Because to be totally honest with you, I know that I have recorded and have posted the Nas Jay-Z back and forth set. As we were talking about this before the show, and even as we start talking about it, I didn't even remember that was a part of that same night. Because to me, that night is Happy Birthday, Goldie. And to throw in another left field tidbit about this, you know Paul Savani, right?
Yes, totally.
You know who Paul Savani is?
Chloe Savani's brother.
Yeah.
Chloe's brother.
Casablanca.
Paul's also opened a bunch of his own venues, downtown nightlife impresario. And so through various worlds, Paul, as a guy who was not at this night, and I ended up working with Paul and known him over the years, and you know, I always had whatever CD was the latest I had in my bag, and probably when I was at Spa one night and he was involved there, handed him a copy of this CD, and some months later got a call from Paul, and he was just like, yo, this is the most incredible thing I've ever heard. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks, yeah, oh, thanks. He was like, no, this is incredible. Like, I'm not fucking with you. I'm not like, this isn't hyperbole. Like, he lost his mind when he heard it, and he starts over the phone to me, happy birthday, Goldie.
That's dope.
Oh my God.
Like that. And so like, and I don't see or talk to Paul all the time, but like, you know, 10 years later, he'll call me and be like, yo, happy birthday, Goldie. Yo, I'm doing this thing. Can you come DJ? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, I've never forgotten that CD. Never forget it.
So like I said before, and just not to be romanticized or whatever like that.
Romanticizing it.
The fact of the matter is, this is the only document of that battle.
Insane.
So you know how iconic the South Bronx, the bridge, South Bronx,
right.
Red Alert, you know, that's iconic moment. This is that level of iconic, not just because I was there or whatever, but this is the only document where it's recorded of what the crowd would sound like when that happened.
That's so funny because
you don't have this on. Can I find it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Because now I can think of it that way, but you've totally changed my perspective.
But that's what it is.
This night. It's SoundCloud.com/Max Glazer. I have the Federation page, which is at Federation Sound. The Max Glazer one is where I've also got some cool like things from like '93 of like
I have it right here.
Lower East Side bars. You have it
because what will make me more happy than ever is to play some of it in real time.
Yeah,
and have you guys react to it? Wait, hold on.
Color commentary.
Oh my god.
We have to get this on tape. Because when are we gonna have you guys together listening to this shit over again?
Yo, fam, nuts, bro.
Yeah, no, bro. This is no. You're making me realize how important this night is, and I always thought of it as like it was like a personal, very important thing of mine for me and you. And this weird Paul Savani connection, but the context that you put it in of like, no, like this is some like
to tell you the absolute truth.
Shit.
To tell you the absolute truth, I've never heard Ether in the club after that night.
Really?
Like, who's going to play it? Like, you know what I mean? And where are they going to play it at?
No, it was so look, it was definitely like without being self-congratulatory. And look, at the time, I would say a kid and was not probably thinking. Well, I definitely was not thinking about it in these terms. But like New York clubs were Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Brooklyn ran, and I would say still runs, New York clubs. And this downtown era of clubs, like, it was Brooklyn. Brooklyn was home. Foxy was in there every other week. Her brother Gavin, Pretty Boy, the other brother Anton, Zab Judah, like the list goes on. Like Brooklyn was represented.
Yeah, Zab Judah being out every night. That's
every
an
night.
Era. That's an era. That's
every
an era
night
in New York.
Yeah.
So that's like 20 minutes in. It's like about 20 minutes in.
We ain't playing with your
Keep going. It's after reggae. It's after reggae.
Okay.
So it's about 20 minutes in.
I love this caption, the description for this SoundCloud. Max is like, I used to play hip hop.
Oh shit.
The party was called the Candy Store, and this was the infamous Happy Birthday Goldie night.
That's what I mean. I literally don't even have it up on the thing as like, oh no, this is the Ethan
I'm hearing this for the first time.
Shout out to Paul Savini, who was not there, but to this day still yells Happy Birthday Goldie.
See, I told you the vibes of it. I've captured exactly.
Yeah,
like that's exactly how I remember it.
Yeah, that's nuts. Keep going.
We do this each and every Sunday in the Candy Store. DJ Max Glazer, Frank Jugger, we doing this for DJ Goldfinger. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Goldie. Max, do that shit on one time.
Oh, action 9, she don't want it with hoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We running this rap shit.
Yeah.
Be single.
We running this rap shit.
M-Easy, we running this
Rap shit.
Zipped up in plastic when it happens, that's it. Oh, it's Sparks, we running this rap shit.
This is in the crowd in the background.
We running this rap shit.
It's coming.
Denise, we running this rap shit.
We run
I know
New
you
York.
listen,
What you say? Queens, make some fucking noise out there.
I have chills.
Yeah. Queens, you better make some fucking noise. Nas doing this fucking thing.
Love my style. Fuck with your soul like ether. Teach you
Yeah.
you know you. Yeah. The belly I'll prove you lost already. Brace yourself for the main event. Y'all impatiently waiting. It's like an AIDS test. What's the results? Not pop. I'm.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Brooklyn in the house? Brooklyn, make some fucking noise right now.
You hear that crowd?
Is this Queens house? Queens, make some noise right now.
To the
Brooklyn, Queens,
Oh my
Brooklyn,
God. Oh my God.
Queens, Brooklyn, make some fucking noise. Yeah.
Yeah, I got myself a gun.
Yeah.
I got myself a gun. Brooklyn, stand up.
Yeah.
I got myself a
Brooklyn,
gun.
make
I don't
noise.
need the heat.
Brooklyn,
The
make
hard pump
noise.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Y'all ain't fucking ready. Brooklyn, make some goddamn noise out there. Shit. It's the DJ Max Glazer, MC Frank Jugger. Huh.
Ooh, the timing.
Yeah, I got myself a gun.
My God.
Yeah,
Bro.
I got myself a gun. Brooklyn, stand up. I got myself a gun, but really I don't need the heat. Your heart pump project Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Brooklyn, make noise. Brooklyn, make noise. What up, Cap?
Yeah, I got myself a gun.
You can hear the people over the music through the microphone.
It's
crazy. You can hear them while the music's playing.
Full.
Yeah.
I got myself a gun, but really I don't need the heat. Your heart pump project Kool-Aid. I don't got it.
Y'all know this shit.
This is not beef. This is
But it
rap.
just came out. It just came out. This is the 16th. Nas comes out the 4th. That Got Yourself a Gun may have came out the 11th or something like that.
Wow.
And this is days That's how. This is the only thing that captured it.
Crazy.
Days after.
I didn't even realize it. It didn't fathom to me that you were even quick mixing this shit like that. Like you were just playing a little bit of it. That's insane.
Nah, I needed that crowd response.
Wow. I want to just hear when you.
When we started again.
Yeah, I just want to hear this part.
Frank Jugger, DJ Max.
There you go.
Yeah, y'all. We do this each and every Sunday in the candy store. DJ Max Glazer, Frank Jugger. We doing this for DJ Goldfinger. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Goldie. Yo, Max, throw that shit on one time.
Oh, action now, she don't want it with Ho.
Yeah! Yeah!
We running this rap.
And you hear Frank get hype?
We running this rap shit.
M-Easy, we running this
Rap shit.
Man.
I just want to hear the no.
Oh, it's Spark.
Wow.
We running this rap shit. Freeway, we running this rap shit. Chris and Neat, we running this rap shit.
We run
I know
New
you
York.
listen,
What you say? Oof. Uh-huh. Queens, make some fucking noise out there.
Oh my God.
Max.
Oh. There was no brawling. There was nothing.
No, man, it was just
Queens,
so.
Brooklyn.
I think to actually be honest, it was surprise. It was like, oh shit, is this happening? Like it's happening now.
Yeah.
Because I personally wouldn't play Ether in the club. Me.
I don't know why I felt like I could. I like I said, it was
that's
like
the magic of
youthful ignorance.
And
like,
that's the magic right there.
like I said, I don't have a super clear memory of like what led up to that, but like I clearly planned it because I had the set tight and ready to go. It's like where I was going to do my drops.
Right.
And again, that goes to that thing where we talked about stretch of like that punchline mixing. And so I was like, look, I had Frank on the mic there, but I was like, yeah, like how do you get more? Drop it, boom, onto the next. And do it, and do it at the drops. Whereas, like, and again, that was just like a style that I learned from
that
other
shit was
people.
tight. It was like Max, pan, go. It was right there.
And Frank and I have been rocking together for years. At that point, we've been doing that party together for a couple of years. So and that's one of those things that's like
it just magic. It just came together. All the pieces came together at the right time.
Frank is so good too. Like, first of all, it's so good to hear Frank's voice again.
Always,
totally.
But Frank's so good. He sees you changing the record, and he's reading the record, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna go there," and he knows as soon as there's an opportunity, he's gonna go to Queens and do the whole thing.
right. And I'm watching him, and he's watching me, so he knows when it's ready to go.
It's
so
this
you
beautiful
don't have
dance,
that, like,
right? Yeah.
You don't have that like, yo, hit it, but they're not ready, and then you're waiting just like.
And he knows when you're ready because you're going to be holding
you can
it.
see, because you can see. You're all, okay, record's on, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And then we do it again later in the mix.
Wait, later?
Find it again later.
Wait,
I'm pretty sure the response is also
it's
crazy.
up there. It's up there.
What's that? That's like halfway through?
Okay, wait.
Ask me if I'm trying to kick knowledge. Keep that between me and you.
That's the second time.
So you do play the whole thing, kind of.
Yeah. Okay, right. I think it's after You Don't Know. I wasn't gonna not play the whole things. That's why it worked twice.
Yeah, because you teased it.
Because he teased it.
You
Which is the
teased it.
response. But that's the response when that song came on.
Wow.
That story.
This was a big one too. Love Foxy Records at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all.
Brooklyn.
Let's go.
I mean, Foxy got hands down one of the biggest dancehall records of all time. Yeah. Oh,
You got to get into that.
BK.
This is where we're going back to it, right?
Check it.
I got 7 Mac 11s, about 838s, 9
Yeah.
10 Mac 10s, the shit's never in. You can't touch my riches, even if you had MC Hammer and the
357, bitches.
beautiful.
Is this Brooklyn's house? Make some goddamn noise.
This is going to be the whole episode, just us listening to this fucking.
Hey, yo, bro.
Live reaction shots.
I can retire after this, man. I'm good.
Happy birthday, Goldie.
This is now a reaction podcast.
That's my new intro for you from now on. Whenever we do the podcast.
Oh, you have to.
Jesus Christ.
What? Woo, let's go. Come on.
So it's pandemonium. So
Then we're going to drop right here, right?
What
the
you say,
Antioch.
people? Oh,
I smacked that. Oh, they smacked that.
Yeah.
Big up to all my people from Brownsville.
So
Happy
good.
birthday, Goldfinger. What? Nigga! Nigga!
Hold that.
Nigga!
Hold that.
Max is on fire.
Magical night, bro.
Wow. Goldie, you was wilding out.
Dope. By this time, I was already done. I was done. Once that.
Where was your table? At the balcony?
I was on the balcony. I was on the balcony.
Oh, okay, wait.
I lost my pager that night. Found it. It was nuts that night.
This is round 2.
This is round 2.
I ain't going nowhere. Who wanted with Memphis shit? I'm a man.
Do what I do.
Why keep my hat tilt?
Alcatraz, nigga.
I'm a dog, OC.
There you go.
Shit. Brooklyn, we running this rap shit. Brooklyn, we running this rap shit.
Freeway, we run this rap
Shit.
Oh, Sparks, we running this rap shit. Chris and Neek, we
So this is when he plays the records out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's all these punchlines to singing this.
MC, me. Hey,
Damn.
soldier, you ain't ready for war. R.O.A.D too strong for y'all. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, pin to a test, chest in the line of
crazy.
fire with your thin ass vest.
All right, we got to get to the Sean Paul stuff. We got to get to we got to move.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
History. Yeah, that's history.
Yeah.
I did. I used to play hip hop.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You guys proved it. You proved it.
It's amazing. What a moment. What a moment.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So that's my point, that the fact that it was captured and that was the actual battle. And that's the only place where you're going to hear it.
Oh man. That's fucking crazy. You guys have this memory together. You've never brought this up ever. You've never even.
I bring it up all the time.
Not to me, you haven't brought it up.
I also bring it up all the time.
Really?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh my God.
No, Happy Birthday Goldie is one of my top. It's definitely a top 10 story. But like I said, it's a Happy Birthday Goldie Paul Savini story.
So when the anniversary comes around, when I guess the anniversary of those records coming out, like the 20th anniversary had passed a little while ago, and I posted on my
25 's
Instagram.
coming up.
25, right? I posted it, so it was like, you guys got to remember, like, this is one of those moments. Like, you're listening to it, yeah, that's cool, but this is the actual moment when New York spoke about what was going on with this battle.
So it's interesting. So like, yeah, look, and I don't really get into these conversations, but regardless of what anybody says, like, you heard the response to both records, and the response is there for both records.
Yeah. Right.
That's live in a club in New York, full of people.
Weeks. This is just a couple weeks after both of them had came out. The responses that all came out, like, all these records are out. Just a couple of weeks, so it's fresh. And it's the only time that they really got a chance to really react to it.
Everyone must have been talking about that night.
Oh, and then when the CD came out, it was a fucking done deal.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't
sold that shit.
Maybe,
were you selling?
Probably.
Frankie was giving those shits out like, yo, this light is fucking nuts.
But like I said, maybe I recorded that. Maybe I brought a DAT because I was like, oh, yeah, I got Ether Takeover, Jay-Z Nas War, and was like, oh, this would be cool. Here's a cool night I'd like to record. But what usually happens is, and this is the thing we were talking about, like, neither of us recorded a lot, but we have some stuff recorded. Like, I always felt like, if I was like made it a point, brought my gear, brought a recorder, brought the DAT tapes or whatever, go through the thing, set it up, plug it in at the beginning, I always felt like it was an off night for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the pressure of like, oh, I'm recording,
I gotta capture something.
This.
Right.
It's like it's very rare for you to have recorded a set and have it be an epic set or an epic moment that night that you're like, oh, shit.
Again, like you get those if you're someone who records every night. Then you got hundreds of mediocre, okay ones, and then you have the magical ones also. But because I only recorded once in a while, I always felt like, oh, if I popped it in, it was like, they sort of go in the drawer, and then 20 years later, some of those, obviously this one aged well, but 20 years later, some of those you're like, oh no, it's dope. I'm glad I have this. Oh, that mix. Like you would listen back to it and be like, ooh, I didn't like that mix, and maybe not do something with it contemporarily at the time, because I was like, oh, this didn't come out perfect.
Right.
Oh my God.
But historic, like this one, I'm pretty proud of.
My God.
And it also couldn't have happened without him. Couldn't have happened without Frank. Without the whole.
I get too much credit for being at the.
Did you
right
run
place
to the
at right
booth?
time.
I would have ran to the booth.
I was on the balcony. I was losing my shit. So they're in front
What'd
of
you
me.
have? What'd you have in your? You had a bottle of what?
No, I was just drinking, whatever was handed to me at that point because it was my birthday.
What were you wearing? What were you wearing?
I remember I had a Vanson on. I had a leather jacket, and I lost my sky pager because I was jumping up and down. And my sky pager fell from the balcony all the way to the dance floor. And then somebody gave it back to me because they saw the sky pager and was like, "Oh, that's Goldie's."
Yeah.
And I got it back. So that was an amazing night. I remember it. I remember that,
God.
or some of it. I definitely remember that. Yeah, it was a great night. It was.
I love that you guys have this like connection.
Yeah, man.
This memory.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
So dope.